No, it's this. No, that is this. Very good. Very good. Hello. Good morning. You all want to be great? You know how to do it? Huh? Very easy. You know how to do it? See here what Martin Luther King, one of my favorite leader, he says, everybody can be great because anybody can serve. I mean, this such amazing teaching. Everybody can be great because anybody can serve. And who serves, who helps others is a really great person. How say everybody? You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree just in grammar, you know. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. So remember this. There are so many amazing occasions to make other people happy. And when you make other people happy, you will also be happy. If you make other people suffer, even with hatred and anger, if you make other people suffer, you might get some temporary satisfaction, but as a human being, you will not enjoy it. Next, from the same teacher, Martin Luther King. I had the privilege of visiting his place in America. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what do you think the life's most urgent and persistent question? I'm asking you a question, please answer. What do you think is the life's most persistent and urgent question? Yeah, yes. How to be happy? Good answer, yeah. Any other?
How to survive?
How to survive? Also good. Any other answer? Life's most persistent, urgent question is, what are you doing for others? If you want to be happy, serve others, help others. If you want to succeed, help others. Right? And this whole text by Shantideva is telling us how to serve others. So which verse are we reading? Huh? 33. Okay, yeah, right. So what 33 says, so when seeing, so here also it says so. So my question is, so here also so. So when seeing an enemy or a friend committing an improper action, by thinking that such things arise from conditions, I shall remain in a happy frame of mind. So meaning that if your friend or enemy doing something improper, something wrong, then you should understand he is not definitely doing this because he is enjoying it. Khudru tevi samare rewe, huh? So when you see your friend or enemy is committing something improper action, don't make judgment immediately. You should think there may be reasons for that person. Of course, negative emotions are there, and there may be even other like reasons there. For example, if you find somebody who is lost in drug, don't just say, "Oh, this person is bad. He's drug addict." Don't say that. There may be conditions. He may be having some family problem, personal problem. Somebody might have cheated him or her to take drugs because of lack of knowledge, right? Sometimes, in the school, if there is one or two misbehaved, naughty children, then they really try to ostracize their child by saying this child is very naughty, very bad. Why that child is naughty? Why that child is behaving negatively? Don't just immediately criticize. Find out the family background. The child must have had traumatic life experience and many other things. So you should especially care about such children and then take them for a walk, give them something to eat, make friend outside the class. The teachers should pay special attention to these kids, make them friend, and then find out what is their story, what is their problem. So that will help them change, right? And the fact is that we all make mistakes. There's nobody who doesn't make a mistake. Mistakes are not necessarily bad. Mistakes are stepping stones for further growth, development, right? Right? If we don't make mistakes, then we are already Buddha. You're not Buddha, I'm not Buddha, so we make mistakes, we sleep. And the small kids also, they fall many times when they try to get up. But they never give up, so they try to get up, and then gradually they are able to walk, right? So whatever be the difficult situation, never give up. And Martin Luther King again says, you know how Martin Luther King makes statement? I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream that in the future there is no discrimination between black and white. So Martin Luther King says, if you can fly, fly. If you can fly, fly. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. Meaning, keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Never get discouraged. Never give up. The birds that you see flying today, if you look at the origin of these birds, they also had 4 limbs. And then some of them tried to come and fly. Then gradually the front limbs become wings. That's the story. The front limbs become wings. Now they are flying. So he used to walk on four limbs like animals before. So when they were walking on the 4 limbs, especially in the thick grass, they are unable to see anything. So then they try to jump and stand erect. What is there? What is there? What is there? Then gradually they are able to stand erect and hands free today. Right? So when your hand is free, you can sing, dance, watch your mobile phone, whatever. So many things you can do. So if you learn the story of how humans developed, right? Even this brain, initially the very small brain, then started thinking. And in the beginning, human beings were very, very weak, very vulnerable. In ancient times, long, long ago, the sky was ruled by eagles and hawks and all kind of birds. Human beings were nowhere there to see. It was controlled by birds. Sea was controlled by whales, crocodiles, fish, and all kind of sea animals. Human beings were nowhere there. And land was controlled by tigers, lions, bears. Human beings were nowhere there. We were very weak. And sometimes when a lion kills an animal and then a human being sees it, he is not able to go there, just watching the leaves, want to eat something. Then the lions, when they've eaten to their food, then some more weaker animals like jackals and others come, they then clean the bone, eat. Still they are not able to go. When all other animals are gone, then they go there, sniffing and trying to get a little bit from there. We were very weak. Now today, land is controlled by human being. Earth is controlled by human being. Sea is controlled by human being. How all this happened? Huh? Huh? Human intelligence or human brain? Brain means what? Because they are having a lot of problem hunting animals. Then they sharpened the stones. There was no knife, sharpened the stones. And gradually they also, one very big thing that they did in the beginning was they learned how to make fire. And once they are able to make fire, then they used to use fire to threaten other animals and also cook a little bit meat and things like that. So the story is like that. If you read the story, how human beings made this progress. So we are here today with such an advanced knowledge, and we have the power to control all other animals today, right? Because of this brain. Physically, still we are very weak. Physically, we are very weak, right? We eat meat, right? But our meat is not actually for eating meat, not at least not killing other animals. If you use your teeth and try to kill other animals, forget killing any other animal, all your teeth will fall out. Right? Like lions and tigers, they can easily use their teeth and eat. Then some other animals like hogs and birds like hogs and others, they have very sharp nail paw by which they can tear other animals into pieces. Our nail, if you try to use your nail to kill others, you'll not be able to do that. Right? So if you look at the physical state, it is more violent nature, not violent nature. If you look at your eyes also, it's more for love, not for threatening other animals. Right? Right? Especially when the mother caresses and loves her kids. My dear son, my dear daughter, and the more she says, my love, her eye becomes smaller, meaning the real love is inside, not outside. You see, when you love somebody, your eyes become smaller. When you hate somebody, your eye becomes like a snake. How dare you say this to me? Right? So the point that I'm making is, if you look at our physical structure, it's for non-violence. As I said, these long arms are for hugging, not for hitting. These nice fingers are for shaking hand, not for hitting. These nice teeth are for smiling. Right? If this is the case, then how is it that today all these wars, conflict, killing that's happening, exploitation, bribe, corruption, taking drugs, why all these unfortunate things are happening all over the world? Because these things are happening because we misused our brain. We misused our smart brain. And with this smart brain, now we invented hydrogen bomb, nuclear bomb, ballistic missiles, and I don't know how many different types of weapons that they have to kill others. Horrible, horrible. Now, in one sense, humans are worse than animals. Animals, even the poisonous animals like snake, they'll not bite you unless you disturb them. Even tigers and lions, most of the time they will not harm you if you don't disturb them. Or if they're very desperate, hungry, they might attack you. Otherwise, not. Human beings kill others, right? Mercilessly, right? No love, no compassion, no care, no concern. So therefore, education is needed. Therefore, education is needed. Therefore, we need this kind of retreat to transform our mind into wisdom, to transform our mind into positive ways of thinking, which we can do. And if you transform and change your mind from the negative to the positive, you can also become Martin Luther King. I mean, if you read the life story of Martin Luther King, what he did, the sacrifices he made, unbelievable. And the sacrifices made by Mahatma Gandhi, His Holiness Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela. I had the privilege of meeting Nelson Mandela in his own home in South Africa. So many, just one person can bring so many benefits and happinesses. But unfortunately, today when I see then how many such great people are living today in the world, there are really good people, but good people to the stature of Martin Luther King, to the stature of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was kept in prison in the Robben Island for 20 years. But when he came back, there's no hatred, no anger to those people who tortured him. With Desmond Tutu, two of them came up with this idea of reconciliation, not to have hatred and anger. So how many such great people are today? Luckily, we have still His Holiness the Dalai Lama here. So the world has to have a vision to grow to such people. In the recent past also in Czech Republic, we have Vaclav Havel, which I met during the 2000 forum. So now not many people, unfortunately, right? But don't worry, you will become Nelson Mandela. You will become Mother Teresa, right? So all of us, according to our capacity, right? We should play our role, small role, in our given space. So your job, your responsibility is to bring some smile on the happiness on the face of others. If you are able to do that, you will be very happy. You will be very happy. And I will go back after this retreat, I will go back very happy that I was able to share the little bit knowledge that I have with all of you, such energetic, well-intentioned group people. You are my inspiration. I'm not your inspiration. You are my inspiration. Because I have done more or less my job, an old person now. But you have big responsibility. I'm so glad that organizers have organized such a retreat, and you are all attending it with such amazing concentration, interest. I've hardly seen anybody gossiping among each other during the teaching. You are attending that is very, very moving. That is the hope. So you should not only yourself lead a good life, but it should also be an inspiration to other young generation and encourage them not to resort to drugs and other bad habits, because that is going to destroy their life, their family, and make everybody miserable, you see. Right? Right? And we can do it. Of course we can do it. So how to do it is be very careful about what kind of habit you are forming. So this kind of retreat is meant for forming good habits. As I mentioned earlier, meditation means forming good habits. Meditation means getting habituated with good things like kindness, compassion, and so forth. Forming good habits. Then you will also realize not only you, even elderly people like me and others, we also have different not so healthy habits. Like some people have the habit of sleeping too much, some people have the habit of taking too much coffee. These are also like, these are not addiction, these are habits. But if these habits gradually become strong, then you're getting addicted to it. Habit changes into addiction. So long as it is just habit, not addiction, you can still change. You have control over yourself. Even if you're doing something not so healthy, you say, yeah, I'm used with this, I'm habituated with this. You can share it without any shame, without any feeling of guilt. You can share it. But when gradually it changes into, when it changes into addiction, then you feel shy. You're not able to share it. You remain quiet, you know. Then people also don't know what is your problem, you see. And then you escape the disadvantage of being addicted is then you avoid your responsibilities, whether it's going to school, whether it's going to do your job, whatever. You will not be able to do all those things. Then you will fall down and right. So therefore, you need to know how these addictions come into being. The addictions come into being because in the normal human life, in the brain there is called reward system. Reward system. Reward system means you had this morning breakfast, right? Did you feel happy when you were enjoying the taste of that breakfast? Did you feel happy? So that feeling happy is the reward that the brain is giving to you. Yes, this is good. You need it. Enjoy. That's okay. But when you get addicted, then the so-called reward that's given by the brain goes more than 10 times the normal reward system. The meaning that you really enjoy it so much. You really enjoy so much. And then you can't live without it. That's called addiction. Right? Right? So therefore you need to be very careful not to get addicted to anything or even not get habituated to bad things. If you don't get addicted, you can enjoy things. You can enjoy, but then you stop, not all the time, occasionally enjoy, then it's good. But if you get addicted, then addiction will take over and you will have not much control, not much choice. Right? So you have to be very, very careful. Very careful. Whoever is supplying those kind of drugs, they are really killing people, just for money. Or maybe some other reasons, I don't know. Right? So you need to be very careful, very watchful. And young people don't have much experience of life, right? So they want to enjoy, right? Well, what do you doing? Enjoying means doing something and feeling happy. It's okay. Sing, dance, go for a walk, chit chat, a little bit chit chatting, whatever. Buddhism is not saying you don't enjoy, always meditate and sit like this. It's not saying. The Buddha always says, be happy, But enjoying, when you enjoy, there are two ways of enjoying. One is the stupid way of enjoyment. Stupid way of enjoyment is drinking alcohol, smoking, taking drugs. Stupid way of enjoying. These things will destroy your life. I hope you are all intelligent people. Are you? Are you all intelligent people? Are you all intelligent? If you're intelligent, I'll test you, I'll watch you later on. I'll find about you through Kotrashila and others. If you're intelligent, don't take drugs. If you're taking drugs, it means no, you're not intelligent, you're stupid. Right? So if you do anything that is destructive to your life, to the life of other people, you're not intelligent. Therefore, in the Buddhist teaching, it repeatedly says, those who are intelligent will follow the Buddha's teaching. Those who are intelligent. So that's why I'm saying you're intelligent. You're intelligent because you're taking a course, you're learning something which will completely transform you, make you happy, and gradually you will also be empowered to make many other people happy. Right? So that's the intelligent way. But if you take other course, negative course of life, where you will destroy yourself, destroy the family, destroy everybody, destroy the culture, destroy the unity, right? Then that is stupid. Are we all born stupid? Huh? We are all born ignorant, but we are not born stupid. And we are becoming stupid because of bad system of education. We are becoming stupid because the false hope given by the material marvels. Today, Ladakh also facing a lot of drug problem. Why? You know why? One reason is suddenly there is an upsurge of materialistic facilities, right? So many glamorous things are coming out, flooding in the market. And not many young people have the ability to enjoy all this. Whereas other same peer group are enjoying, then you feel sad, why I can't enjoy, why I can't have this. You develop this kind of mental tendency because you don't have life's experience. If you are somebody who have life's experience, then you will, I don't have to have everything that other people have. If you really want to have what other people have, then you should take the good examples that this boy is very intelligent, very I should also be like that. अच्छी चीज में तो तुम कंपेयर नहीं करता, बुरी चीज में आप कंपेयर कर रहा है. ये ड्रग ले रहा है, मैं नहीं ले रहा, मैं तो स्मार्ट नहीं है, stupid. Right? There's a Tibetan saying, that means, see the good examples, like a hen or a cock climbing the stairs and going up. Don't take the example of a kid jumping down, falling down. Right? Then yesterday also we had this question from some people, or maybe not in the class, but outside when we are having tea. Some people said there are some people who say this talk about enlightenment is just to try to give some hope to other people, But actually it's impossible to get enlightened and things like that. But the answer is, you should not worry what is out there. But start climbing the stairs. जैसे कि तुम 3 मंजिल में जाना है, तो कैसे जाओ? नीचे से फर्स्ट फ्लोर से फर्स्ट स्टेप लेके जाएगा ना, तो अब ऐसे नीचे बैठेगा. 3rd मंजिल में तो जाके कुछ भी नहीं होगा. नीचे बैठे रहेंगे, फिर कहाँ पहुंचेगा तू? So your job is not to worry about what is there, but your job is to see the fact that yes, it is possible to climb the stairs and reach higher and higher and become better and better. And it is 100% sure if you make an effort, you become much happier, much better. My life is an example. As I said, I'm not somebody learned or anything, but because I had this privilege of being born in Tibet in a religious land, and then meeting so many great teachers, including His Holiness, I'm happy, myself happy. I'm not a rich person. I never, in a way, I'm stupid, so I never thought about money, right? I just did my duty, took my responsibility in the classroom, school. I used to study very hard. In the monastery also, I used to study hard. हाँ मैं बेवकूफ है ना आई एम स्टूपिड तो बाहर क्या हो रहा है कौन कितना पैसा कमा रहा है वो मैंने नहीं देखा नॉट नेसेसरली गुड बट बिकॉज आई एम लिटिल बिट स्टूपिड तो मैंने क्या किया जो मुझे जिम्मेदार दिया वही करते रहा मैं तो यहाँ तक पहुंच गया मीन्स I'm not saying I have reached on a very high pedestal, but at least I'm happy, healthy, and able to help some people. ठीक है ना? So you can all do that. You can all do that. You can all be happy. And you will only be happy when you don't do anything negative, when you don't hurt other people unnecessarily as much as possible. You know, you will not be able to help everybody every day, but as much as possible, help others. Smile a little bit, do some jogging exercise, singing, dancing, whatever. You will be happy, really. और क्या चाहिए तुमको? There are many people who don't know how to think, how to experience their life. फिर क्या करता है वो लोग? हमेशा मुंह लटका के बैठा हुआ। ऐसा नहीं करना है, ठीक है ना? Right. So when seeing an enemy or even a friend committing an improper action, by thinking that such things arise from conditions, I shall remain in a happy frame of mind. So that means, you know, one thing that you should know is, in this world, there are things that you can control. There are things that you can't control. I've already actually spoken about that earlier also. So with the things that you can't control, don't try to control them. Husband trying to control the wife trying to control the husband. बनता नहीं है ना फिर लाख कोशिश करने पे भी ना वो नहीं चलेगा क्योंकि your husband has his own life, your wife has her own life. You came together not to control each other. You came together to work together, live in harmony, appreciate others' uniqueness, special talent, you know. Not saying that I am the smarter one, you should always follow what I am doing. No. है ना? So therefore, what is outside of you, you have no control. How hot it will be, you have no control. How much rain there will be, no control. But how you react to those changing event situations, that is under your control. How you react, depending upon you, how you react, you will have happiness and you will have suffering. How you react, that's under your control. So don't try to change things which is not under your control, but respond positively, constructively to the changing events and situations. If things were brought into being by choice, saying that things happen because of causes and conditions, not necessarily always out of choice. Because if things were brought into being by choice, then since no one wishes to suffer, suffering should not be there to any embodied creature. But the fact that there is suffering means things are not under your control. So this is saying that when somebody harms you, then you should practice patience, which is not very much bothered about the harms being done to you. Right? So you need to be careful. Through not being careful, people even harm themselves with thorns and other things. And for the sake of obtaining wife or husband and the like, they become obsessed and deprive themselves of food. बोलते हैं है ना? है ना? वो मुझे प्यार नहीं कर रहा आजकल, मैं खाना बंद कर दूंगा, होता है ना? My love is not responding to my love, so I will stop eating. Stupid. It's all because of carelessness. When you are careless, you harm yourself by hitting yourself, right? And when you don't get it, then you stop eating also. And there are some who injure themselves through the unmeritorious deeds of hanging themselves. क्या क्या पागलपन है, बहुत सारा हो रहा है आजकल। आई एम नॉट हैप्पी बोल के फिर क्या करते हैं, लटका देता अपने आप को, बेवकूफ। Or some people leaping from the cliffs and commit suicide. Some people eating poison. Some drug and unhealthy foods. And when your mind is not very happy, then that also becomes a cause for eating junk food. Those people who are not happy, then to make them a little bit happy, they eat all kind of things. हर समय खा रहा है, मोटा होते जा रहा है, फिर भी खाता है। When you are happy, you don't have to eat too much food, right? Of hanging themselves, leaping from the cliff, eating poison, unhealthy food. So many unhealthy things they do. Therefore, what the text is saying is, so long as you're controlled by negative emotions, you do all kind of stupid, miserable things. If when under the influence of disturbing conceptions, people even kill their treasured selves, how can they be expected not to cause harm to the bodies of other living beings? So when you're controlled by negative emotions, you even kill yourself. And then, of course, don't be surprised that they'll harm and kill others. So even seeing this situation, even if I cannot develop compassion for all such people who are under control of negative emotions, who through the arousal of disturbing conceptions set out to try and kill me and so forth, the last thing I should do is to become angry with them. So they are like a bunch of crazy people. Mind is not functioning. When you are crazy and your mind is not functioning, you end up doing so many things, right? So similarly, even if you are unable to develop compassion, you should not be angry or hateful to those people who do such things because of being controlled by negative emotions. Now, if you say, even if it were the nature of the childish, that means these people, they are like childish, they harm. It is their nature to cause harm to other beings. It would still be incorrect to be angry with them, for this would be the begrudging fire for having the nature to burn. जैसे कि आग को आप गुस्सा नहीं होता है, क्यों? If fire burns you a little bit, अब ज़्यादा गुस्सा नहीं होगा, क्यों? जलाना आग का स्वभाव है, किसी चीज को जलाना burning something is in the nature of the fire, right? So similarly, if it is the nature of the people, then you should understand it is their nature, right? But on the other hand, if she says, no, it is not their nature, these negative emotions come temporarily, but sentient beings themselves are really good, nice, then also you should not get angry. Just like the text says, and even if the faults were temporary, and they who are by nature reliable, I would still be incorrect to be angry, for this would be like begrudging space for allowing smoke to arise in it. That means अब धूप में बैठा है, फिर तुरंत बदल आया, धूप ढक दिया, तो आप गुस्सा होगे? Will you be angry with the cloud? हाँ, नहीं होगा ना? तो इसी तरह वो थोड़ी देर के बाद वो चला जाएगा. So similarly, if people get angry, they'll not remain angry the whole day. And I have this personal experience. I'm sure you all have this personal experience. Sometimes, actually, in Dharamsala, I do, I have a very nice job of protecting Dharma, preserving culture, things like that, right? So normally there is no reason for anybody to come angry to my office, but sometimes it happens, whatever be the reason. So they come to me a little bit angry. So I try to adopt few techniques. One technique is when they come angry, then I try to respond very politely. I'm not always successful, but many times I try to respond very successful by saying, "Again, I'm very sorry. I'm right now very busy. Can you come and see me after 2 hours?" Because I responded so gently, they will go. They came into my office angry, but because I responded so gently, they will go. And I told them, come back after 2 hours. Do you think he will come back to me after 2 hours? Do you think he will remain angry 2 hours waiting for me? ऐसा नहीं होता है. गुस्सा खत्म हो जाता है फिर. When the anger goes, then he realizes his mistake, never comes back. Sometimes what I do is, if somebody comes in my office angry or not so happy, then I say, please sit down. What can I do for you? Listen. When you listen, then, oh, this is the reason. I can solve it I'll do this very easily. There's a misunderstanding. It happened with the Buddha. When once Buddha was staying somewhere with his entourages, an elderly person came very angry, came straight to the Buddha and spat on his face. Buddha के मुंह में थूक दिया उसने, spat on his face. Then his assistants somehow pushed him, sent him away. So after that, the Buddha's assistant said to Buddha that your patience is a little bit too much. This person who we don't know at all, he spat on your face, but you are still sitting there without any response. Then the Buddha said, I'm not upset with that person. I'm upset with you all. Because you are supposed to be practicing patience with me, and you lost patience. This person, yes, you're right. This person, I don't know. Somebody might have said many bad things about me, because that may be the reason that he came angry. Therefore, I did not respond negatively. And it is said that this man, he was so kind of surprised and shocked with the Buddha's response that the whole night he could not sleep. And the first thing that he did next morning was came straight to the Buddha and asked for his forgiveness. Right? So therefore, this sometimes it's not easy because we all have मैं किसी से झुकने वाला नहीं. हम लोग बोलते हैं, why should I bow down to anybody? We have very strange ways of reacting. If somebody has been helping you over the last, say, 35 years. Somebody has been helping you over the last 35 years, and you two have been like hand and glove friend, very close friend. 35 years. But this morning, unfortunately, during the breakfast, we had some unpleasant exchanges. We had some fight. So what happens after that? After that small fight, what happens? What happens is they will part their ways. Why? Because you had this 5 minutes fight. And you are able to remember that 5 minutes fight, not able to remember 35 years friendship. This is how we are influenced by negative emotions. Such things happen. So such things happen, what should you do? After that 5 minutes fight, what should you do? So instead of being very angry and parting your ways, what you should do is Go to the friend with whom you picked up that fight and hug him, touch his hand, and cry, weep, whatever. I'm really sorry, whatever be the case. We had this unpleasant exchange this morning. We are such close friends for the last 35 years. उस समय तुमको आंसू बहना चाहिए. Then what happens is, then your friendship will become even stronger. इसलिए मैं बार बार बोल रहा है बेवकूफ हम लोग वो नहीं करेगा हम लोग 5 मिनट का झगड़ा याद रहेगा 35 years का फ्रेंडशिप नहीं रहेगा. So this shows how strongly we are controlled by the negative emotions. Negative emotions primarily ahankar, arrogance. I am not going to bow down to anybody. And the Buddhist teaching says, yes, bow down to anybody, everybody. Right? So saying if the sentient beings by nature are good and their faults are temporary, then you should not get angry because you should. This is similar like you're not getting angry because suddenly the space is covered by cloud or small things like that. If I become angry with the yielder, I don't know what is yielder. If I become angry with the one who really hits you, although I'm actually harmed by this, then since he too is secondary, being in turn invited by hatred, I should really be. ये मैंने आपको बताया था, yesterday I told you should get angry with the source, the negative emotion, not with the person and not with the stone stick that hit you. And also one reason that you are harmed today is previously I must have caused similar harm to other sentient beings. Therefore, it is right for this harm to be returned to me, who is the cause of injury to others. As I mentioned yesterday, you could think this way, yes, I might have done something in the past life, so it's okay. So people who practice patience, if somebody slapped you, they say, he slapped me, it is okay, he did not kill me. And more than slapping, somebody beats you very hard, then you'd say, yes, he beat me very hard, but he did not kill me. That's one way of thinking. Other way of thinking is with love, with compassion. Like if your brother beats you, you feel less pain because you still have love. Your mother beats you, right? Then somebody unknown beats you. Both the weapon and my body are the causes of my suffering. Since he gave rise to the weapon and the body, with whom should I be? For example, I am harmed today because I have got this body, and this body is the result of my negative emotion and karma. If I got this body, nobody can harm. So in the future, if you don't want to be harmed, practice Dharma, remove negative emotions. You don't have to take life in the samsara. Nobody can harm you. But right now, you have taken such a life. If in blind attachment I cling to this suffering abscess of human form, which cannot bear to be touched, with whom should I be angry when it is? So meaning that because of my craving and attachment, I'm born into this samsara, where my body is like an abscess, where even if somebody touches a little bit, you get pain. So to whom should you get angry? The one who is harming you, or the one who has offered this body? If you had not offered this body as a target, nobody can harm you. And in our ordinary life also, sometimes people get hurt because they go in the wrong place, presenting themselves as target. If you don't go to the wrong place, presenting yourself as a target, nobody can harm you. If you don't join a mafia or people selling drugs and other things, if you don't join them, don't go those places, you'll get harmed. Right? It is the fault of the childish that they are hard, for although they do not wish to suffer, they are greatly attached to its causes. So why should they be angry with others? As Shantideva says, that even though we don't want suffering, we always cultivate the causes for suffering. That's why we suffer. So it's your own doing. Why you should keep on blaming others? Just like the guardians of the hell worlds and the forest of razor sharp leaves, so is this suffering produced by my actions, with whom therefore should I be angry. Having been instigated by my own actions, those who causes me harm come into being. If by these actions they should fall into hell, surely isn't it I who am destroying them? So it means not only you should not, you know, lose your patience towards those who harm, but you should, in a way, you should also develop compassion because of your past negative karma, these people are harming you, and since these people harmed you, they will also earn negative karma and go into hell, right? So your negative deeds not only harm you, but it's also harming others. And in dependence upon them, I purify my many evils by patiently accepting the harms that they cause. Meaning that when they harm, you get an opportunity to practice patience. So from that point of view, you be thankful. His Holiness the Dalai Lama will not teach you patience. He will teach the Dharma on patience, but since he is not harming you, you can't say, His Holiness harmed me, so I'm practicing patience. Your teachers and Buddhas will not teach you patience in that sense. Patience is taught to you by those people who harm you, right? Right? In dependence upon them, I purify many evils by patiently accepting the harms that they cause, but in dependence upon me, they will fall. If I show my anger, they will fall into hellish pain for a very long time. So since I'm causing harm to them and since they are benefiting me, why, unruly mind, do you become angry in such a mistaken manner? If my mind has the noble quality of patience, I shall go to hell. But although I am protecting myself in this way, how will it be so for them? How will it be so for them? Nevertheless, should I return the harm, I will not protect them either. By doing so, my conduct will deteriorate, and hence this fortitude will be destroyed. So, from here, it is saying that you should meditate on patience when somebody bullies you. When somebody bullies you, since my mind is not physical, in no way can anyone destroy it. But through its being greatly attached to my body, it has caused harm by physical sufferings. So you get this physical suffering because you have so much attachment to it. Since disrespect, harsh speech, and unpleasant words do not cause any harm to my body, why mind do you become so angry? Right? If somebody says you're ugly, you don't have to become ugly. If somebody says you are a dog, you don't have to bark. Somebody says you're enlightened, you don't become enlightened. Don't worry about what they say. People will keep on saying something. It's nature of sentient human beings to say something. If you're standing there, "यहाँ क्यों बैठा है? खड़ा हो जाओ." If you're standing, then they will say, "अरे यहाँ कैसे खड़ा हो गया? बैठ जाओ." So they need something to say. So they will say, right? Because others will dislike me, but since it will not devour me, मुझे जिंदा खाद को नहीं जाएगा ना वो लोग. Either in this or in another life, do I not want this dislike? But if you say, yeah, I dislike, I'm angry because they will, by saying bad things about me, they will obstruct my obtaining some wealth, name, and fame. Because it will hinder my worldly gain. Even if I do not want this, I shall have to leave my worldly gains. Worldly gains में क्या चीज रखा है तुम? ये तो सब छोड़ के जाना आपको. And my evil, but if you develop negative emotions, that will remain with you. So therefore, it is better that I die today than live a long life by being wicked. For even if people like me should live a long life, there will always be suffering of death. Suppose someone should awaken from a dream in which he experienced 100 years of happiness, and suppose another should awaken from a dream in which he experienced just one moment of happiness. But in both the cases, for both of these people who have awoken, that happiness will never return. It's just a memory, just memory. That the so-called pleasure that you have been enjoying for the last 30 years, when you look back today, just a memory, similar to the good dream that you had last night. Similarly, whether my life has been long or short, at the time of death, it will be finished like this. Although I may live happily for a long time through obtaining a great deal of material wealth, I shall go forth empty-handed and destitute, just like having been robbed by a thief. When you die, you have to leave everything behind. I once read the story of a very rich Chinese woman. She constructed a building which was really like a palace, right? And after having finished that palace-like building, she was diagnosed as suffering from terminal cancer. And it is said that she was so overpowered by grief, not being able to enjoy that new building. So if you are too attached to these things, it will bring only misery and problems. So that's why it is really a good thing to hear again and again in Ladakh. Some of the rich people are really, you know, not only practicing Buddhism, but they're also trying to contribute towards social welfare, education, and other activities, which is really, really commendable. Otherwise, it's definite that you can't do anything with you when you die. जितने भी पैसा आपके वो कहाँ जाएगा? If you have not saved it properly, it will be confiscated by income tax people. Surely material wealth will enable me to live, but again, because you are not able to give it up, you might say, no, I understand all this, but if I have wealth, then I will be able to live, right? And then I will try to put an end to all the evil deeds and do good things, right? And for that, I'm angry right now. Those who obstruct my material development. So this is answered by saying, surely, if you say, surely material wealth will enable me to live, and then shall be able to consume evil, destroy the evil, and do good things, right? But this is wrong. This way of thinking is wrong, because if you are angry on account of that, then because of that anger, instead of consuming the evil, it will consume your good deeds. Merit be consumed, and evil increase. And what use will be the life of one who only commits evil. If for the sake of material gain, he causes the merits needed for life to degenerate. Now again you try to respond by saying, yeah, these are all true. But if I let other people say bad things about me, then my name and fame will go down. Surely I should be angry with those who say unpleasant things that weaken other beings' respect, confidence in me. But in the same way, why am I not getting? If this is your reason, then you should say that you should also get angry with people who say unpleasant things about others, not just about yourself. But when you hear people saying bad things about others, you don't care. You might even join them. है ना? तो प्रशंसा, praise. Do you get very happy when somebody praises you? You get happy. क्या करते हैं? कैसे करते हैं? गुदगुदी होता है। बहुत अच्छा है पढ़ाई में। अब बहुत सुंदर सुन के क्या होता है? अच्छा लगता है ना? लेकिन ज़्यादा अच्छा नहीं लगना चाहिए। क्योंकि वो खाली खाली शब्द है, उसमें कुछ नहीं है। ठीक है ना? So therefore, döve gabar minjurla mebe megar minjurishin rangi yönde legneba kibutambe sinis. That means if you really want to become a sublime person, then don't get too happy when somebody praises you, and don't feel too dejected when somebody says bad things about you. You should not be too happy when somebody praises you, because there are others who are saying bad things about you. उसके बारे में सोचो. If someone is saying bad things about you, don't feel too dejected, because there are many others who are saying good things about you. But this is not to say you should become insensitive to what other people say. But what it is saying is, don't pay too much attention to what other people say, but you should pay attention to what actually you are. If you are attempting to do all the good things, then it doesn't matter what other people say. And you can't please everybody. One who tries to please everybody can please none. There were people who are saying bad things even against Buddha, even against His Holiness, right? उनका relatives, Buddha का relatives, Devadatta, and there was another bhikshu, Gelung Lekpe Karma. This Gelung Lekpe Karma, he was the attendant of the Buddha. He said, you know what he said? He said, I have served him, I have served you for 25 years, and I did not see an iota of quality in you. देखने का अंक नहीं होता तो कुछ नहीं दिखता, right? Devadatta tried to kill Buddha out of jealousy, right? So you should have this fortune, you should have this fortune, merit to see good things as good. In order to collect merit, then going around the temple, doing some prostration, offering water lamps, this all will help increase your merit. When you don't have merit, whatever you do, you will not achieve success. वो भी थोड़ा करना चाहिए, ठीक है ना? Oh, question answer. Yes.
Krishna is in the verse 22 that our our current life is misery and suffering is due to our previous lifetime similar cause karma that we have caused harm to others and beings. Uh, but in the context of free will, if you suggest Krishna, how do free will and the law of karma functions together? If our present life is conditioned by our past life karmas, in what sense we are free to choose this
Actually, the text does not say past life. It simply says past.
past?
Life nahi hai yahan. Past. Muche. Muche means in the past. Past means last year. Past may be last life. It may be last month, last life. So what you are right now is molded by all these activities that you have done in the preceding times. ठीक है ना? For example, right now, if you are okay with your financial status, this is because in the past you worked hard, you studied hard. That's the meaning.
Or so what's the scope of us doing any improvement?
So therefore, it's clearly saying that what you are now is a result of your activities in the past, right? So इसी तरह, take this example, which is now noticeable. So in the future also, if you make that attempt in the right direction, you will reap the fruit.
So we are free to,
Of course.
but we are not free in terms of the result.
See, all the activities that you've done in this life, did you do it because you're free or somebody forced you?
It depends. I got the condition right, all the condition right for me to get here. I'm not entirely free, I think, because it's not our choice. It's all dependent on the influence that I have since years.
So that's why I'm saying that when you talk about karma or past action, it's not just one solid thing like a crater. There is sum total of many activities that you've been doing. So as a result of many of these activities that you are doing, which may have, you're right, which may have some influence of the past karma also, but that doesn't mean you are not free. You also made attempt, personal effort. You were free to do certain things, which school you should go, which school you should not go. You were free, you chose, and because of that, you are what you have achieved today. So similarly, in the future also, you have the choice. Yeah. Yeah. So karma has no fatalistic notion. Many people think karma means you're done. You're not done. And some people even go to the extent of saying, if I raise my hand, it's past life's karma. If I clean my nose, it's past life karma. I don't think so. Karma and condition, two things together. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. Like, before yesterday, you said the day before yesterday,
Speak in the, yeah.
it's not working.
It's working.
So I have a question. Like, the day before yesterday, you said it doesn't exist. So why does it appear in the wheel of life?
Huh?
Why does it appear in the wheel of life?
Which?
Hell.
Hell.
Before yesterday, you said it's something like I don't remember. And why does it like appear in the wheel of life?
In the wheel of life.
She's saying if hell doesn't exist, why does it exist in the wheel of life?
What?
Keshla, you mentioned it yesterday that hell doesn't exist. Hell exists only in our mind.
Yeah.
He's saying now,
Acha. I got it. But in order to prove, in order to explain to people, if you explain it through some painting, it's easier, right? Yeah.
Yeshua, I have a question regarding the first stanza of the sixth chapter about the animal. So it says that whatever wholesome deeds such as venerating the Buddha or generous deed, it happens over 1,000 years. So it will be destroyed by one moment of anger. So I wish that we will do if we are doing some wholesome deeds, and after that we do dedications. In that dedication, we dedicate our whole deeds to the sentient beings.
Yeah.
But then here it said that if we have one moment of anger, then they answer that
One moment of anger, and if you have not dedicated
no,
it, yes, if you have dedicated, less danger of destroying. Then also depends, and it's a rough explanation, but depends upon in what context you are getting angry. Are you getting angry with the Bodhisattva? Are you getting angry with the Buddha? You know, if your anger is with the Bodhisattva, Buddha, or your parents, then the result will be more negative. Yeah. Hmm.
So my question is that let's take a case that we stand a person there and take a job on that person.
Huh?
We stand a person at the stage and then crack a job on that person.
Kasi?
Person on stage, we call somebody on the stage. Stage.
Yeah.
In front of a many person.
Yeah.
And crack a job on that person.
Huh?
Crack a job on that person. Say something like this and that regarding that person.
If somebody is on the stage,
We try to make some job on that person.
which person?
Just take in case.
Huh?
Just take in case. I'll be making it simple. To you. So let suppose that we are doing an activity. We are benefiting. We are the activity is benefiting hundreds and then not benefiting 10%.
Yeah.
Can you consider that as a very fruitful?
Fruitful, yes.
And then
Democracy.
and then will the good karma we get by the activity by benefiting others can overcome the bad karma that the 10% who don't like it. Is that the case?
I'm not so clear what you're saying. So you're saying if there's an activity which benefits, say, 90%, yeah,
Doesn't benefit 10%.
10%.
Can we do that activity? And will it be good to do those kind
Yes. Because you can't expect to make everybody happy. Because it depends on the frame of the mind of the participants, you know. But because these other 10 people also they participated, so that will leave an imprint on their mind, make them think and change. Yeah.
Actually, I have another question, Geshe.
Yeah.
You said that intelligence are the one who follows Buddhist teaching, right? So can we consider Newton as stupid?
Huh?
Can we consider Newton and all the great scientists who might not even heard what the Buddhist said?
I only said those who study Buddhism intelligent. I did not say others are stupid.
So can
Also, of course.
anyone else?
I'm so happy I've answered all your questions. Nobody has any question left, right? There's one where the two. Oh,
So my question, if I start with the question, is it like is everything in this world is a relative, like
Yes,
there's
yes.
high because there's low?
Yes.
Yeah. So okay. So for example, in Buddhism, we say that at some point every sentient being will get enlightened.
Yes.
Yes. So in that case, because suffering doesn't exist, thus
Yes.
the concept of happiness also vanishes, and the concept of Buddhahood as a whole also cease to exist.
No.
Why not?
Because this is ordinary way of thinking. In the ordinary way of thinking, we think that if there is suffering, there is happiness. If there is happiness, there is suffering. If one is gone, the other should also go. No. Because you can be there completely without suffering. You don't have to suffer today to get happiness tomorrow, not necessarily. But in ordinary life, yes, they come together. But it's possible to get that state where there is pure happiness and joy and no suffering. But that is almost impossible task. We are really talking about the mere possibility. But imagine everybody getting enlightened. So take long time.
Thank you so much, Isha.
Hello. Geshe Lhakdor. I have one question. We talk about Buddha seed, Desha Nyingbo. To accumulate the merits, we need already, how to say, merit. Sonam Sagala, Sonam Gorel. If it is true, then how can the person or the beings can get the chance to accumulate the merits when they have no merits?
Exactly. That's what I was answering. Possibility is there, but very difficult.
So it's a very rare chance to
That's
get
one way of looking, but other way of looking is like, if today you are born as an animal and therefore you feel, okay, this animal has no opportunity to collect merit. But this is true in this life. That doesn't mean that the animal never did anything good in any past lives also. So that animal also might have accumulated merit. Yeah.
It's knowingly, unknowingly, if we do something good, it's also count as a
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Sarva Chatunjigewa, Sonam Chatunjigewa, Khachindua. There's the story of one fly bug sat on a dry cow dung which was floating on the water, and it happened that it took a round of that stupa or something. We call it merit. Yeah.
Thank you, Geshe, for taking your answer.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
know what is the difference between merit and virtue? Sonam,
Same.
Buddha, same.
Sonam पुण्य
Geva.
पुण्य भी बोलते हैं ना, फिर सोनम गेवा same
Thank you.
different name.
Oh.
Spanam skeyuche, skeyayam damit payam, pervasho, changchuk sem chuk rem poche, Spanam skeyuche, skeyayam damit payam. Gome Gonu Phelwash